Hello, I'm Lieutenant General Todd Semonite, 54 Chief of Engineers, and we're on the road again. Today we're in the great state of Alaska, up at Eielson Air Force Base. I've been up here for a couple days. I've not been to Alaska as a chief, and I wanted to come up and see all the great work Alaska's doing. With me is Colonel Phil Borders. Bill's been here now for about 30 days in command. We've been together for 4 days. You've taken me some phenomenal locations. Phil, tell the Corps team a little bit about your district, maybe some of the work you're doing, and some of the great things we've seen in the last couple of days.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. We have a portfolio that's about $500 million a year right now, and I got just shy of 400 great employees that are doing this work. They're doing some unique things, not just because of what we have up here as far as a portfolio and workload, sir, but the environment that we're in. Monica will talk a little bit later about the utilidors and the way that we have to keep things, warm just to be able to do construction. And the adaptability of the team has been amazing on this. Kind of our big bookend projects that we have going on right now, sir, are working with the Missile Defense Agency, both in their intercept and their radar program up here in Alaska. As you know, sir, Alaska is the western doorstop to a lot of our enemies in the global environment that we're in right now. We're standing on top of the second, probably biggest project we're working right now, sir, which is the Joint Strike Fighter, the F-35, the third location that these aircraft will be bedded down at. They've done an amazing thing, and I know Colonel Ben Bishop, the wing commander, and he's a busy man every day putting those birds up in the air that he has. The team is also working a lot of things in Alaska that's unique, sir, all the way up to Barrow. Some of the storm surge with the change in the ice melt that we get every year is really causing an impact on the climate and the environment around here. Fresh water supplies, erosion, and so forth. And then there's a lot of other corporations, but our contractors here are top notch, sir.
But Phil, you've got obviously a lot of great work you're doing for Missile Defense and Air Force, but you really are full services. You do civil works as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our portfolio runs about 20% in civil work, sir, and as you said, we're all full service. The other thing that we do, sir, is that we work because of the long winters we have here. You got capacity here, sir, and we work in the Indo-Pacific region for PACOM and other interagencies to try to help build partner capacity and diplomatic strings across the world in part of our mission to defend the nation.
So, and you mentioned that. I was just in Hawaii a couple of days ago. I actually met with the COCOM commander of the Indo-Pacific, and not only did he mention the criticality of Alaska and what the importance is for both the Air Force, Missile Defense, or Army when it comes to national security, but also highlighted the important things the Alaska District's doing over in the Asian Pacific AOR. You're doing 9 projects over there right now, some real great work. You talked a little bit about, at Elmsforth. With me is Monica Levesco. Monica, you're the Chief of Construction for the district. Real hard job. I understand this is just a gigantic project we're doing up here for the F-35 program. So tell the Corps team a little bit about your program and maybe how it's going.
All right, sir. Well, thank you. Welcome to Eielson Air Force Base, future home of the F-35 aircraft. We're standing here at the heart of what we call South Loop construction area. If you can see behind us is our first, one of our 16-bay hangars, and then next to there will be another 16-bay aircraft weather shelter. Also in front of us is another 4-bay hangar as well. In order to support all of these projects, we have a utilidor, basically a utility tunnel that will bring utilities from 3 miles away all the way to this construction site to support these buildings. I think, like the commander said, we are in cold climate. We have a different way of doing things here in Alaska. We have our contractors that get quickly excavating, get enclosed as quickly as possible so they can work through the winter in a warmer environment.
Well, and again, 25 projects, a lot of hangars. I won't say how many airplanes are going to be here, but a phenomenal amount of capability to store all these airplanes. You got a simulation center, you got some maintenance facilities, you got other type of residual facilities, so a real complex you're building up here. And I think the other big thing is that throughout the Corps, we're always challenged to be able to make sure we get projects done on time, to be able to get them done under cost. Quality, we always want to maintain quality, but your weather is tough up here. How many months do you really get of what I would call good construction that you can actually get stuff in the ground without, taking extraordinary measures?
Well, we do our heavy construction in between May and October. May, the ground is still pretty frozen, so some of our contractors do some thawing of the grounds or try to prep the grounds in order to do some construction. But really between May and October is our heavy construction season.
Yeah, and then a lot of times they've got to come back in and actually put a structure over some of the foundations to be able to build inside. And I even saw a place a couple minutes ago where they actually had to go back in and melt the permafrost so that they could come in a couple days later and do that excavation. So, Phil, thanks for everything that the district's doing up here for our nation, for the Civil Works team, for the rest of the Department of Defense. Great district, great work out here. And I'm really impressed, Monica, with the way you guys are all into this. You got a lot of contractors, a lot of activity here, but super day in Alaska, super day for the Alaska district, and awful glad to be on the road again from Alaska.